Hey there, what's up? It's Johnny here, and welcome to another episode of Three Colors Raw, the show that's full of photography love. And guys, don't forget to head over to threecolors.co. It's the site that's full of everything landscape and nature photography. And we're back with this image from the North Coast, and I wanted to break this video up because it's going to be a long one. This one we're going to talk a little bit about masking and painting with the brush, and I'm going to fix this area down here in the bottom corner. And if you remember from last week, this image, by the way, if you haven't checked out part 1 to this video, I'll link to that in below this, so go and check that out. And it's got a good tips there about using the spot healing brush, the patch tool, we use the marquee tool, and we do a content aware fill, and we also go through the clone stamp. So jump over there and you can watch me remove a few things. Actually, I'll just turn this layer off, boom, and you see I removed that tree. Not that I'm actually going to remove that tree in the final image, but I used it. I actually really love that tree. It's my favorite tree. But I removed this here, which is a spot of water and some dust spots around the place. But there's another spot of water down here. It's a bit of a tricky one, so I wanted to make another video just to show you how I'd go about fixing this little issue down here, okay? All right, so let's get back to where we are. I'm going to zoom in here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's have a look, and you can see it's a dust spot. It's a massive, actually it's not a dust spot, it's a massive water spot. And if you remember the story from last week, I got totally soaked, and this image is my suck out. I love the suck out, and that's when the wave rushes in and then you hit the shutter as it rushes out, and you get pulled into the image by these awesome white leading lines at about half a second. Absolutely love it. Anyway, go and watch video 1. I'll talk a bit more about the settings and bits and pieces there. But I want to fix up this area here, and it's a bit of a shocker. This is a bit of a shocker. It really is. Like, honestly, let's try a couple of things that I wouldn't do. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go fill. I'm going to go content aware. And let's see what happens. You can see it makes absolute mockery of it. It's actually a little bit better, but it's not great because this was a perfect little over here, because as the water was washing back, it gets hooked up on this rock, and there's a perfect little white line around here. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. Let's undo. Let's go back to where we were. And you can see if I got the spot healing brush and I made that big and ugly and we painted over that with the spot healing brush. Nope, not going to happen. So you can see it's a bit of a challenging one, this one. It really is. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually grab the clone stamp, okay? And I'm going to tidy up a bit of this edge. And the reason why I couldn't clone stamp this is because the white line is facing this way, okay? We could do a little bit of a tricky white thing in here, and I could take my time, but man, honestly, it's not going to give me a very good outcome. I wouldn't be happy with that. But what I do want to do, I just want to fix up this brownie area in here. So I'm just got this turned right down, and I'm just selecting my source over here, and I'm just painting that edge in there a little bit just to get rid of that, and that was too white there. So this takes time, guys. It's just a little building on that. And you'll get why I'm doing this in a minute, okay? All right, so I'm going to do something like that. That's good. That's pretty good. That's a good start, all right? It doesn't look like much, but believe me, it's a good start. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to grab my square selection tool here, and I'm going to select a bit of this white area up here. Okay, something like that. That's fine. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to go layer by copy. And what Photoshop's going to do is take that selection. If I turn everything else off there behind, it's taken that selection and put it on its own layer down here, which is really, really cool. I love that. And then I'm going to hit Command T because I want to free transform this area, okay? So I'm going to grab this little spot. You can see I can move it around, do what I want. And if I move up to the corner here, I can actually rotate this little fella. So I'm going to rotate him in there, something like that. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build that little white area back, okay? So you can see what I'm doing. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. Anyway, you can play around with that. Get it right, guys. Spend your time here, because this is important. All right. Something like that. That's looking pretty good. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm liking that. That's pretty good. I'm liking it. It's a good start. All right, but that looks terrible. As you can see, there's all these lines around here. What are we going to do? And this is where we go to a mask. So if we go down here, and you can see this little square with a hole in it that looks like it's been eaten out by a caterpillar. If we hit that, that's going to add a mask, okay? And what we want to do is, you can see the mask is white at the moment. And if I paint black on that, it's going to show through what's underneath it, okay? So if I hit B for the brush tool, over here, and you can see I've got black selected here. And if I hit X, you can see what it's doing. It's selecting from black to white. So I want to make sure I've got black. but I want to make sure my opacity of my brush is super, super low. Okay, so if it wasn't low, what would happen is, I'll just show you something. It wasn't low, I just go beep, beep, and it's just eating through the layer. And you can see what's happened. If you look really close over here on the mask, you can see black. And what that's doing, it's hiding this top layer and it's showing what's underneath it. So I'm going to undo that, but we want a really soft edge because we're going to build this edge back into the original image, okay? So I'm bringing this right down. I want it super low. I want it down to 10, 15. I'm going to take my time with this. I'm going to brush it and take my time. So something like that. I like to turn my flow and my opacity down. This is just my workflow. I want to make sure that that mask is selected. I want to make sure I'm on the brush tool and I want to make sure it's black, okay? That's all the things I need to do. I'm going to zoom in even a little bit more here. So, and you can see as I brush over this, and we'll turn that up just a touch, okay? It's a little bit too slow, just for the sake of the video. But as I brush over this with a black tool, it's actually fading out that edge, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to turn this up just a touch, guys. I was probably a bit optimistic, but I'd rather start slow. Maybe not 80, John. But I'd rather start slow and build up and know, yeah, I can turn that up a bit more now. And I'm just working right on that edge, guys, okay? And you can see why I cloned that area out under there, because I knew once I masked this through, I want that area. I don't want that brown blob that was created by the drop. Okay, so I'm just taking my time here. Taking my time. And I recommend you just take it slow, guys, okay? Don't go too fast. I've got a Wacom tablet, okay? So this is where it's really, really nice. Wacom tablet. I can just paint. We might speed this bit up. But you can see, just working those edges, working the edge, blending it in. And you can see it's just fading in those edges nicely. Look at that. Look at that. All right, we're getting there. A little bit of edge there. Little tiny bit of edge still there. All right, look at that. What do you guys think? Wow. What do you reckon? Let's zoom out. Let's have a look. How did we go? Oh, I think that's pretty good. It's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. So let's turn that off. Turn that on. Turn it off. Turn it on. So what I've done, I've created a new layer by selecting it here. I've moved it over here. Excuse me, guys. Oh, got a frog in my throat. Go away, little froggy. Anyway, what I've done is made a selection over here with the marquee tool. I've moved it over here. I've added a layer mask and I've blended in those edges and it's given me a little area that's fixed up my image over there. How cool is that? Now, if I zoom back out, you're not even going to tell. Look at that. How cool is that? So this is an advanced technique, guys. And, you know, there may be 10% of the time you'll run into places where you need to do something like this. But I tell you what, it's a great little tool, great little thing to know that you can fix up an image and get it back to something like this where no one would even ever know, you know. You leave that big black spot that was there before. It looks terrible. Actually, that's what it looked like with that big brown area. It looked absolutely terrible. Now, I could have got the clone stamp tool and mucked around and trying to paint those edges in so it looked all white and trying to just keep getting my source, but it would have taken forever. You know, it's such a muck around. Instead, I just grabbed that little area, put it over top, threw a mask on her, and there you go. Isn't that awesome? So if I select all my layers now, I'm going to hit Command, Option, Shift, and E, and it's going to get all those layers and merge them into one at the top there. And there you go, guys. What do you reckon? Pretty awesome, huh? So, yep, just with a few little simple things, I've fixed up that area there and my image looks absolutely gorgeous. And now just go ahead and resize it for the web and share it with the world. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't go too fast. It is a bit of an advanced technique, guys. And so just watch this video over and over again and over again. I don't think you could stand hearing me over and over again and over again. But that's okay. Just pause the bits you need to rewatch. And if you've got any tips or any other ways you would have tackled this problem, I'd love to hear about it as well. Please leave some comments below. I love to hear your feedback. And this has been Johny for 3 Colors Raw, the show that's full of photography love. Head over to the site that's full of photography love, 3colors.co, for all your landscape and nature photography tips, tricks, business, fieldwork, post-processing. And of course, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a line in the comments and we'll talk again soon. This has been Johny for 3 Colors. I'm out. Peace.